If your bed has seen more of you than your boss has lately, you're not alone. In fact, you might just be part of a growing movement that's quietly taking over bedrooms and boardrooms across the world. It's a trend that's got everyone talking, from TikTok teens to tired-out professionals, and it's changing the way we think about work, rest, and what it means to truly recharge. The bed-rotting phenomenon is more than just a quirky hashtag or a fleeting meme. It's a reflection of a deeper shift in our collective mindset. As the world speeds up, more and more people are choosing to slow down, to reclaim their time, and to question the relentless pace that's been set for us by decades of hustle culture. Picture this: the office chair sits empty, the workspace is gathering dust, and the only commute you're making is from your pillow to your phone. Welcome to the era of bed rotting, where the boundaries between work and rest have blurred so much, you might not even remember what your desk looks like. The traditional 9 to 5, with its rigid routines and strict dress codes, is being replaced by a new kind of flexibility. One that sometimes means answering emails in pajamas, or brainstorming big ideas while wrapped in a comforter. Welcome to the bed-rotting revolution. It's not just a quirky internet trend, it's a cultural shift. Young adults everywhere are swapping out hustle culture for horizontal living, and they're not shy about sharing it online. Scroll through your feed, and you'll see it. Friends, siblings, even co-workers, all stretched out in bed, phones in hand, proudly embracing the art of doing absolutely nothing. Social media is overflowing with stories, confessions, and even tutorials on how to perfect the art of bed rotting, complete with playlists, snack recommendations, and tips for maximizing comfort. So, what's bed rotting anyway? At first glance, it might sound a little dramatic, maybe even a bit gross. But don't worry, there's no actual rotting involved. Instead, it's about reclaiming your bed as a sanctuary, a place to rest, recover, and escape the relentless demands of modern life. It's about saying, no, I don't have to be productive every second of the day. And for many, that's a radical act. In a world that constantly tells us to do more, be more, and achieve more, choosing to simply exist, to rest without guilt, can feel like a small revolution. No, it's not a new horror movie, unless your boss is watching. Imagine the look on their face if they knew you were attending that Monday morning meeting from under your duvet, coffee in hand, camera off. For some it's a nightmare, for others, it's a dream come true. The idea of working from bed used to be the punchline of a joke, but now it's a reality for millions, and it's forcing managers and companies to rethink what productivity really looks like. It's basically young folks staying in bed, scrolling TikTok, ignoring work emails, and calling it intentional rest. But it's more than just laziness or procrastination. It's a conscious choice to step back from the grind, to prioritize mental health, and to find comfort in the simplest of routines, like binge watching your favorite show or just staring at the ceiling, letting your mind wander. For many, it's a way to reclaim a sense of control in a world that often feels overwhelming and unpredictable. For some, bed rotting is a way to reconnect with themselves. It's a chance to journal, meditate, or simply breathe without the pressure of deadlines and notifications. It's about creating a safe space where you can process your thoughts, recharge your energy, and remind yourself that you're more than just your job title. In these quiet moments, people are rediscovering hobbies, reflecting on their goals, and even finding inspiration for new projects, proving that rest and creativity often go hand in hand. Of course, not everyone gets it. Some people say it's pure laziness. They see young adults lounging in bed at noon and shake their heads, wondering what happened to good old-fashioned hard work. But is it really laziness? Or is it a response to a world that never seems to slow down? For older generations, the idea of spending hours in bed during daylight might seem foreign, but for many young people it's a necessary pause, a way to cope with the pressures of a hyper-connected, always-on society. Others, they call it survival. For those who've been running on empty, bed rotting is a lifeline. It's a way to hit the reset button, to recover from burnout, and to remind themselves that rest is not a reward, it's a necessity. In a culture that glorifies overwork, taking time to rest can feel like an act of self-preservation, a way to protect your mental and physical health before it's too late. But here's the thing, burnout is real. It's not just a buzzword, it's a daily reality for millions. The pressure to always be on, to answer emails at midnight, to juggle side hustles and social lives has left many of us feeling drained before the day even begins. The lines between work and home have blurred, especially since the pandemic, and for many, the only escape is to retreat to the one place that still feels safe: the bed. Rising stress, low pay, and endless Zoom calls have pushed a lot of us to hit pause, literally, in bed. The home office has become a symbol of exhaustion, and the bed, it's become a symbol of resistance. It's a quiet protest against a system that demands more than it gives. A way to say, I matter more than my output. More and more people are setting boundaries, turning off notifications, and choosing to rest instead of hustle. It's a quiet rebellion, but it's gaining momentum. The simple act of switching your phone to Do Not Disturb or closing your laptop at 5 p.m. is becoming a badge of honor, a sign that you value your well-being over endless productivity. Think it's just a fad? Think again. The numbers are telling a different story, and it's one that's making employers nervous. As more people embrace bed rotting, companies are being forced to confront uncomfortable questions about work-life balance, employee satisfaction, and the future of the workplace. The numbers say otherwise. More people are leaving jobs, not just for better pay, but for better balance. The Great Resignation wasn't just about quitting, it was about searching for something more sustainable, something that doesn't leave you feeling empty at the end of the week. Workers are demanding flexibility, autonomy, and respect for their time, and they're willing to walk away from jobs that don't deliver. Mental health days are up, and for good reason. People are finally acknowledging that you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking a day, or even a few hours to rest in bed isn't just self-indulgence, it's self-preservation. Employers are starting to recognize the importance of mental health, offering more flexible policies and encouraging employees to take the time they need to recharge. And offices are emptier than my coffee cup on a Monday morning. Companies are sweating, economists are debating, and the old rules of work are being rewritten in real time. The shift toward remote work, flexible hours, and a greater emphasis on well-being is changing the landscape of employment, and it's happening faster than anyone expected. And memes are absolutely thriving. Social media is flooded with jokes, videos, and confessions about bed rotting. It's become a way to bond, to laugh at our collective exhaustion, and to find solidarity in the struggle. Humor has become a coping mechanism, helping people process their feelings about work, rest, and everything in between. For some, bed rotting is a rebellion against the grind. It's a way to say, I refuse to let work define my worth. It's about taking back control, even if it's just for a few hours on a Sunday afternoon. In a world that often equates busyness with value, choosing to rest is a radical act of self-care and self-respect. For others, it's healing. It's a chance to slow down, to listen to your body, and to recover from the constant noise of modern life. It's about finding peace in stillness, and realizing that sometimes, doing nothing is exactly what you need. The benefits of rest go beyond just feeling less tired. They include improved mental clarity, better emotional regulation, and even stronger relationships with others. And for a few, well, it's just a great excuse to binge Netflix and avoid pants. Let's be honest, who hasn't wanted to spend a day in pajamas, snacks within reach, and zero responsibilities? Sometimes the best way to recharge is to do absolutely nothing, and to enjoy every minute of it, guilt-free. Bed rotting isn't always about isolation either. For many, it's a way to connect with friends, to share stories, and to support each other through tough times. Virtual hangouts from bed are the new coffee dates, and nobody's judging if you haven't brushed your hair. In fact, these moments of connection can be even more meaningful when everyone feels comfortable and at ease. So, is this the end of work as we know it, or just the beginning of a new way to live? Maybe it's both. Maybe we're witnessing the birth of a new work-life balance, one that values rest as much as productivity, and understands that sometimes the best ideas come when you're lying down. As we rethink what it means to be successful, perhaps the future of work will be defined not by how much we do, but by how well we care for ourselves and each other. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you tried bed rotting? Do you think it's the future, or just a passing phase? We want to hear your stories, your tips, and your best bed rotting hacks. Share how you find balance, what helps you recharge, and how you're redefining rest in your own life. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more trends that make your boss nervous, because whether you're working from bed, the couch, or a hammock, one thing's for sure, the way we work and rest will never be the same. The future is flexible, and it's being shaped by people who aren't afraid to put their well-being first. So go ahead, take that nap, turn off those notifications, and remember, sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest.